Well, the first shipment of wheat from Ukraine to Africa has arrived on the continent. Ukraine and Russia, the world's biggest exporters of grain in normal times, but shipments, of course, stopped following the Russian invasion in February. A recent agreement between the two countries, mediated by the UN and Turkey, means around 50 ships have been allowed to take stocks from Ukraine. One of them is the MV Brave Commander, which is now docked in Djibouti. It is carrying an aid shipment bound for Ethiopia, where drought and conflict affect over 20 million people. Our African correspondent Byaruhanga reports now from Djibouti.
Coming from war-torn southern Ukraine, the cargo on this ship is destined to help people facing their own humanitarian crises. The MV Brave Commander took 2 weeks to get to this Red Sea port in Djibouti. It's loaded with much-needed wheat, which will feed 1.5 million people in Ethiopia for a month.
We will, over the course of the next couple of days, discharge this vessel, load it onto trucks and move it up into Ethiopia. From there, we'll be supporting northern Ethiopia, the refugees, and then, of course, those affected by the drought.
This shipment comes in as a lifeline for over 1 million people who don't have food in Ethiopia right now. But this isn't enough. This region is facing its worst drought for 40 years. And the UN hopes that the private sector will take inspiration from the ship and bring in more grain.
Across East Africa, it's getting harder for over 20 million people to find food after nearly 2 years of drought. A famine might be declared in parts of Somalia. Back in Ethiopia, over 2 million livestock have died since the start of the year. Even camels are dying. Shabane Ismail is trying to save his last one.
I'm a pastoralist. In fact, I was one of the successful pastoralists. I had 15 camels. 14 of them died one by one, and I'm only left with this one. This one is also very sick, as you can see. I don't know whether he will die or survive.
This first shipment of grain from Ukraine is a symbolic step and offers some relief. But it's not clear yet if any other ships will follow its lead. Byaruhanga, BBC News, Djibouti.
Now time for a look at the weather prospects with Matt Taylor.